Today we will talk about network administration subject, in specifically, data link and physical layer. Data link layer hands over frames to physical layer. Physical layer converts them to electrical pulses, which represent binary data. The binary data is then sent over the wired or wireless media. When data is sent over physical medium, it needs to be first converted into electromagnetic signals. What is peer-to-peer network?
The types of networks according to roles of host devices. First one is peer-to-peer network. The P2P network is the primary type of LAN network where two or more computers are connected without having any dedicated server. As a P2P sharing network, the idea was that peers connected through the internet and could find and download any song they wanted from several other users. Peers could also upload songs to Napster themselves, then share their files with others.
What is client-to-server network?
And the next one, client-server network. A client-server network is defined as a specific type of online network comprised of a single central computer acting as a server that directs multiple other computers, which are referred to as the clients. By accessing the server, clients are then able to reach shared files and information saved on the serving computer. Further, client-server networks are very similar in nature to peer-to-peer, with the exception that it is only the server that can initiate a particular transaction. The client-server model can be used over a LAN or local area network. Common examples of client-server networks include DNS or domain name systems, web browsers and web servers, and FTP, or called File Transfer Protocol.
What is personal area network?
Types of networks according to geographical area. PAN, Personal Area Network. A personal area network connects electronic device within a user intermediate area. The size of PAN ranges from a few centimeters to a few meters. This type of network that is used on a personal level. Ito ay maliit na network na ginagamit para sa pag-connect ng mga devices such as smartphones, tablets, and laptops. Ito din ay pwedeng makonect sa bawat isa gamit ang wireless technologies such as Bluetooth, infrared, and etc. Pero pwede din itong makipag-connect gamit ang wired connections gaya ng USB cable. Ang PAN ay madalas gamitin sa pag-transfer ng small files such as music, photos, calendars, at iba pa.
What is local area network?
LAN, Local Area Network. A client-server network is defined as a specific type of online network comprised of a single central computer acting as a server that directs multiple other computers, which are referred to as the clients. A local area network is a group of devices, computers, servers, switches, printers that are located in the same building like in office or home to become close to each other. The most common type of LAN is Ethernet LAN. Ito yung mga computer na nakakonect sa Ethernet cables gamit ang switch.
What is wide area network?
1. Wide Area Network. A wide area network is a collection of local area networks, LANs, or other networks that communicate with one another. It is the largest type of network. One includes multiple of LANs, local area network, CANs, campus area network, and MANs, metropolitan area network. This type of network spans over a large geographical area such as country, continent, or even entire globe. A good example of this is Internet.
What is network topology?
What is network topology? A network topology is the physical and logical arrangement of nodes and connections in a network. Nodes usually include devices such as switches, routers, and software with switch and router features. Network topologies are often represented as a graph. Network topology refers to the physical or logical layout of a network. It defines the way different nodes are placed and interconnected with each other. Alternately, network topology may describe how the data is transferred between these nodes. These are the two types of network topologies, physical and logical.
Physical topology. A physical topology is how devices appear connected to the user. This is how they are actually interconnected with wires and cables. So this is the physical layout of the connection of the devices and the cabling. While logical topology is a concept in networking that defines the architecture of the communication mechanism for all nodes in a network. So this is the path along which data travels from one point in a network to another. For physical topology, it depicts physical layout of network, while on logical topology depicts logistic of network concerned with transmission of data. And in physical topology, the layout can be modified based on needs, while on logical topology, there is no interference and manipulation. In physical topology, it can be arranged in star, ring, mesh, and bus, while on logical topology, it exists in bus and ring only. This has major impact on cost, scalability, and bandwidth capacity of network based on selection and availability of devices. While on logical topology, this has major impact on speed and delivery of data packets. It also handles how control and order delivery of data packets. In physical topology, it is actual route concerned with transmission, while on logical topology, it is a high-level representation of data flow. And lastly, for physical topology, physical connection of the network. While on logical topology, it is the data path followed of the network.
What is simplex transmission?
Sa simplex mode of transmission, one direction lang ang flow ng data. Si sender ay pwede lang mag-send at si receiver naman ay pwede lang mag-receive ng data. Hindi pwede na mag-receive ng data si sender at hindi rin pwede mag-send ng data si receiver. Ang example ng mode of transmission na ito ay ang TV at remote. Si TV ay nagre-receive lang ng instruction galing kay sender, which is yung remote. Hindi naman pwedeng mag-send ng data si TV kay remote at hindi rin pwedeng mag-receive ng data si remote.
What is half-duplex transmission?
Dito naman sa half-duplex mode of transmission, si sender at receiver ay pwedeng mag-send at pwede rin mag-receive ng information. Di gaya ng simplex na si sender lang ang pwedeng mag-send at si receiver lang ang pwedeng mag-receive. Pero, one at a time lang ang transmission. For example, mag-send ng information si sender. Hindi pwedeng sabayan ni receiver ang pag-send. Ang best example ng gamit ng transmission na ito ay ang walkie-talkie. Familiar naman ang marami sa atin dito. Ito ay madalas nating makikita na ginagamit ng mga guard sa mga mall para makipag-communicate sa kasamahan nila sa kabilang entrance. Gaya nga ng sabi ko, one at a time lang ang transmission. Kung magsasalita si guard A, receive lang ang pwedeng gawin ni guard B, o kaya vice versa.
What is full duplex transmission?
full duplex mode of transmission. Dito naman sa mode of transmission na ito ay nakakapag-receive at nakakapag-send ng data si sender at receiver at the same time. Parang two-way road lang na ang flow ng mga sasakyan ay pwedeng papasok, pwede rin palabas at the same time. For example, cellphone. Kung may kausap ka sa phone mo, pwede kayong magsalita at the same time. Di gaya sa walkie-talkie na hihintayin mo munang matapos magsalita yung isa bago ka makapagsalita.
So, baseband has a various uses in the technology industry. Depending on the context, it takes slightly different meanings with the commonality of it being a signal. So, the first one is the baseband channel. It is a communication channel that is able to transfer or transmit frequencies that are near zero. For example, internet LANs and serial cables. The second example is a digital baseband transmission. A digital baseband transmission is pertains to using the baseband channels described above to transfer a stream of bits over an unfiltered wire. Then the third example is a baseband signal. It includes near zero frequencies where their information contain a higher frequency are superimposed and then sent to smaller subbands. So, let us define broadband transmission. Broadband transmission uses analog signals in data transmission. This technology uses a special analog wave known as the carrier wave. A carrier wave does not contain any data but contains all properties of analog signal. This technology mixes data, digital signal, binary values into the carrier wave and send the carrier wave across the channel or the medium. To transfer data of multiple nodes simultaneously, this technology supports the frequency division multiplexing, the FDM or the frequency division multiplexing. It divides the channel in a medium or fat into several sub-channels and assign a sub-channel to each node. Each sub-channel can carry a separate wave or a separate carrier wave. Analog signals, it can be generated using amplifiers in order to travel longer distance. In broadband supports only unidirectional communication. It means nodes connected at both ends of medium can send or receive a data, but it can perform both actions simultaneously. Only one action is allowed at a time. For example, two nodes A and B are connected through a cable. It uses broadband technology to transmit the signals when a node A transmitting signals. In a node B, it receives the transmitted signals, and when node B transmits signals, node A receives the transmitted signals. So, broadband is typically used in an environment that transmit audio, video, and data simultaneously. For example, a cable, TV networks, radio stations, and telephone companies. Usually, radio waves or coaxial fiber optics cables are used for broadband transmission. So, develop a comparison table, baseband and broadband transmission. So, let's discuss the comparison between baseband versus broadband. In the factor, the signal used for transmission in the baseband, it transmits the digital signal using the physical medium like wires, while in the broadband transmits the analog signal using optical fibers and twisted cables as a medium of transmission. So, in the factor transmission direction, the baseband signaling is termed as bidirectional, and it is capable of sending digital signals in both directions. While in broadband, Broadband signaling is a term as bidirectional and it is capable of sending digital signals in only one direction. Then, in encoding scheme use, the baseband signal use Manchester encoding scheme while transmitting the digital signals, while in the broadband signal use it uses Manchester encoding scheme while transmitting the analog signals. So, the factors of range of signals, the baseband transmission can transmit digital signals over a short distance only when compared to broadband transmission. If the digital signals need to be transmitted for a long distance, the attenuation process is required. While in the broadband transmission, it can transmit the analog signals over a long distance compared to baseband transmission. And for transmitting the signals, it's no need for attenuation technique that is required. So in the factor of topology use, the baseband transmission uses a bus topology as the application, while the broadband transmission, it uses the tree and the bus topology as the application. So while in the factors of a number of data streams transmitted, the baseband transmission can transmit single data type stream at one glance and can send bidirectional, while in the broadband transmission, it can transmit multiple data streams at the same time but in one direction only. So yan. Then in the factors of medium of transfer, the baseband signal use twisted pair cables, coaxial cables, and wire as a medium of transmitting digital signals. While in the broadband signals, it use optical fibers, cables, coaxial cables, and radio waves to transmit the analog signals. In the factors of application, the baseband transmission is mostly used to for the LAN as baseband, as it can transmit the digital signal for a short distance only, and there is a requirement of repeaters for transmitting the signals. While in the broadband transmission, it is mostly used for telephone networks, and the broadband signaling can transmit analog signal for long distance without using any external device like repeater or attenuator.
Okay, dito ipapakita ko sa inyo kung paano nag-work ang peer-to-peer network. Mag-add lang tayo muna ng dalawang PC. Ayan. At rename natin sa kung anong gusto ninyong pangalan. Dito sa example na to, gagawin natin tong PC1. At dito si PC2. Ngayon, i-configure natin yung IP address nila. Sa PC1, isi-set natin siya ng 192.168.1.1. Hit enter lang, automatic na magpo-provide ng subnet mask. Then close. Si PC2 din, syempre, kailangan natin i-configure. For this PC2, 192.168.1.2. Hit enter, then close. Ayan, naset na natin yung IP address nila pero hindi pa sila connected physically and logically. Ngayon, ipag-connect natin sila physically through using copper crossover cable. Connect natin sa fast ethernet. Dito din fast ethernet. Ayan, makikita natin kulay green, meaning connected sila physically. Pero i-check din natin kung connected ba sila logically through using command prompt. I-ping natin si PC2 gamit si PC1. So, ping 192.168.1.2. Ito yung IP address na isinet natin kay PC2. May feedback tayo na receive mula kay PC2, meaning to say, connected sila logically. Try din natin kay PC2. Try natin i-ping si PC1. Ayan, may feedback tayo na receive, ibig sabihin connected talaga sila. Nakakapag-send at receive sila ng data sa isa't isa. Then next, ipapakita ko naman sa inyo kung paano nag-work ang client to server network. Gaya kanina, mag-add lang tayo ng PC. Tatlong PC ang i-add ko dito. Then, palitan lang natin yung name. Tapos, mag-add tayo ng switch. And then, server. Kailangan natin ng server dito kasi ang gagawin natin example ay client to server network. Tapos, i-configure natin yung IP address ng server. 192.168.0.1. Hit enter. Then close. Tapos, itong mga PC. 192.168.0.2. Okay, then i-connect na natin sila physically using copper straight through. Connect natin sa switch ang mga PC. And then yung switch, i-connect natin sa server. Yan. Ngayon, connected na sila physically. Let's see kung connected ba sila logically. I-check natin kung makakapag-send ba ng data si PC1 kay server. Using command prompt, iping natin yung server. Ayan, okay, connected. Meron tayong feedback na na-receive galing kay server. Ibig sabihin, nakaka-receive tayo ng data at nakakapag-send tayo ng data dito kay server. Check din natin yung ibang PC. Ay, may feedback. Ngayon, i-check natin kung i-check natin sa server kung makaka-receive siya ng data kay PC1. Okay, may feedback. Ibig sabihin connected sila logically. Ganito nag-work ang client to server network.